Okay, welcome back to LIFM for another unboxing slash deck tech. We're going to be doing obviously another one of the Commander 2013 decks here, and this time we're going to be doing the Grixis one, Mind Seize. Now, while this might not be the one I'm looking forward to the most, it is the one that is by far the most expensive in Star City. Highly in part, but thanks to a couple of cards in there. One of them that's been printed before, Baleful Strix, which is still a $15 card, and another card in this deck that happens to be a Merfolk and a $40 card. So your main commander for this deck is Jeleva, and she was the first card that was spoiled for Commander 2013. She's a 1/3 flyer, and she does a whole bunch of fancy stuff. So as usual, you get your giant, oversized foil version of your main commander, and the same for your sub-commanders. As far as your sub-commanders go, I'll start with Thrax, since everyone knows Thrax. So Thrax is one of your sub-commanders, and then the next one is a new card, Nekusar the Mindrazer. I'm sure if I pronounce that wrong, someone will mention it. This one's a 5-mana 2/4 at the beginning of your upkeep. Oh, he's also a zombie wizard, so that's cool. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. And whenever an opponent draws a card, he does 1 damage to that player. So pretty cool. Let's put these to the side and get into the main deck. Where is the seam? Okay, here it is. So here you have your regular version of Jeleva, your main commander. Augur of Bolas. Everyone knows Augur of Bolas. Fogbank, terrific blocker. Nightscape Familiar. Baleful Strix. This is one of the cards that's worth a little bit of money. There's only two sets you can get him in. It's this one and in Plane Chase 2012, I believe. So that's good. I need to get a playset of this. I have 2. One in my SIG deck and one in my cube, but I want an actual other playset for other things. Nivix Guildmage, Guard Gamoza, another terrific blocker. Gutter Snipe, seems like it would fit this deck. This deck seems like it's going to have a lot of spells in it. Echo Mage, Jace's Architect, and here's the money card. Right now it's sitting at $40 on Star City Games. I'm guessing it's going to drop a bit, but for right now it's sitting at $40. So it's a 3-mana 3/1 Merfolk Rogue, and as True Name Nemesis enters the battlefield, choose a player. True Name Nemesis has protection from the chosen player. That means this creature can't be blocked, targeted, dealt damage, or enchanted by anything controlled by that player. Wrath still works, something like Starstorm would not work. So pretty solid card. Vampire Nighthawk, Viceling, Terror Ravager. I think this is the 3rd deck I've seen it in now. Same thing with this, Diviner Spirit. Let me actually read what it does. 5-mana 2/4. Whenever Diviner Spirit deals combat damage to a player, you and that player each draw that many cards. Okay, so it's a political card. Mnemonic Wall, Hooded Horror, regular version of Nekusar. Charmbreaker Devils. Apparently works really good with extra turn effects in your graveyard. Uyo. Thrax. Here is the Black Force, and I actually like this one a lot. I might even say this is my favorite one so far. So at the beginning of each player's upkeep, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. I think that's just a beautiful effect, and it's 8 mana for a 7/7 in black, which is already pretty solid. Soul Ring, Wayfarer's Bauble, Armadillo Sphere, Swiftfoot Boots, Obelisk of Grixis, Temple Bell. Eye of Doom is a new card, I believe. When Eye of Doom enters the battlefield, each player chooses a non-land permanent and puts a Doom counter on it. Sacrifice Eye of Doom, destroy each permanent with a Doom counter on it. Mirari, reprinted. Curse, Propaganda, new art. Yeah, I like this art. I actually do like this art. Curse, Spiteful Visions. At the beginning of each... This is a reprint from the... I think more... Is it Morningtide? From Lorwyn block. Let's just say that. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Whenever a player draws a card, it does 1 damage to that player. Arcane Melee. Price of Knowledge. Vision Schemes. Soul Manipulation. Grixis Charm. Sudden Spoiling, that's a nice card to have in here. Dismiss, reprinted. I'm not sure if this is the first time it's been reprinted or not. Illusionist Gambit. Wild Ricochet, always a fun card. Annihilate, Opportunity. Starstorm, new art. So that's pretty cool. Strategic Planning. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Okay. Infest. Tempt with Reflections. I think this is a fun card too. So it's another one of the Tempt and Offer cards. Choose target creature you control. Put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature. Each opponent may put a token onto the battlefield as a copy of that creature. But then again, for each opponent that chooses to do that, you get to do it again. So if it's something like Frost Titan, you can have some serious fun. Fissure Vent, Incendiary Command, probably the weakest command as far as EDH, well, as far as any format goes, but it's still a decent card. Thesis, Cruel Ultimatum, it's just a brutal card. Decree of Pain, this is the art from Commander's Arsenal, except it's not foil here, but very good card to have in here as well. Army of the Damned, Prosperity, Skyscribing, Molten Disaster. And then onto your lands, you got Akum Refuge, Bajuka Bog, it's an all-star in my play group, Command Tower, Crumbling Necropolis, Dimir Guildgate, Evolving Wilds, Grixis Panorama, Is it Boilworks, Is it Guildgate, Molten, Slag Heap, of course you have Opal Palace, Rakdos Guildgate, Rupture Spire, Temple of the False God, you got Urza's Factory, you got 2 Vivid Lands in this deck. So this deck doesn't seem like my kind of deck, personally, but it's definitely got an interesting theme going for it. So far, I'd say the Artifact one with Oloro is my favorite. If you guys want to put in the description which one of these commanders you like the best, or which one of these decks looks like the kind of deck that you would end up playing, that'd be pretty cool. And I think we're just about done with this one, so we're going to wrap this one up, and thanks for watching as usual.